like the world that they were able to create over the duration of 3 hours. I feel like they needed the whole 3 hours.
I think that is legitimately the most comic book accurate Batman movie we have.
Yeah.
100%.
It's not my favorite Batman movie, but I think I like the approach in the beginning where they focused on like, I know I can't be everywhere, but that fear that he puts into people, I was like, oh, like that was an early sign.
Badass, bro.
Since we're talking about the Riddler, like, how do you feel about the actual riddles though?
Mid.
Yeah, that was
Mid.
Yo, I'm so excited, bro, for y'all to hear this talk, bro, because it's like, it's the second one we done did, like back-to-back weeks with back-to-back collabs, bro. It's just like, yo, we finna go crazy. But yo, welcome back, bro. Welcome back to the Why I'm Geeked show, man. This is your boy G, and this is episode 56 of them things, bro. And I'm super excited for this because we got another one of the Masenko homies coming through, and it's gonna be dope, bro. It's a super like in-depth Batman talk, bro. The Batman, excuse me. And you know, I just dropped my review for it, so definitely we got into like the nitty-gritty of basically the whole movie, honestly, and gave our thoughts on it. And it was really dope. It was a really fun conversation, and I don't want to waste any more of y'all time, bro. I want to get into it, but first we have to talk about some news. So let's get right into that. All right, y'all. So a little bit of news for this week. We had a couple trailer drops. We got Atlanta season 3 that's dropping, and we also got another teaser trailer for Kenobi. So that's gonna be super dope. I'm super excited. We don't got like nothing for Star Wars right now that we're currently watching. So when Kenobi comes out, that's gonna be the next thing. I'm super excited for that because it's Obi-Wan, bro. We finally getting some answers. So that'll be super fire. That's all really the news I got for this week. I want to keep it short and sweet so we can get into this talk. So without further ado, man, let's jump into the weekly recap. What's going on, team? It's your boy G, and we back at it again with another collab for the Why I'm Geek show. I'm super excited to get into this. Today's special guest is Aqua, and today we're gonna be talking about the Batman. Now, before we get into this, I wanted to, give the floor a little bit to my mans, because not only is he a member of Masenko, but he's also a YouTuber. So, Aqua, let's get a little backstory real quick. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yo, I'm Aqua. I've been doing YouTube for 2 years, I think now. I make Minecraft content on there, but I'm planning on kind of stretching out and trying some different things. I also have a commentary channel I'm working on called Ryan Leo. Haven't posted anything there yet, though. I stream every weekend on Twitch at twitch.tv/Alqua as well, and I do variety streams there where I either play games or I'm just talking to chat and reacting to videos. And yeah, that's what I do.
That's what's up. And you're a big Batman fan, or DC fan, I should say. Yeah.
There's more too.
Yeah.
There's more.
Yeah. So I would say like I'm more of like a Bat family type of DC fan. Like I like Batman and like more into that more so than DC. DC as a whole it's still getting there, but Batman has been pretty solid throughout the whole film and just space. There's a lot of content out there, but
yeah, 100%.
But first, man, let's just give our overall thoughts of the movie. I know you saw it more recently than me, so yeah. I'm happy to hear your fresh thoughts on that joint.
Man, I think that is legitimately the most comic book accurate Batman movie we have.
Yeah,
100%. Like literally everything from just the character himself to the world around him and the villains and everything. Just everything was put together so well. I genuinely think that was 100% my favorite, at least, Batman movie. I think that's got to be the best.
Or I feel that. I think it was amazing. I think that it, like you said, like the world that they were able to create over the duration of 3 hours. I feel like they needed the whole 3 hours, but like it was worth it because as like a huge Batman fan and just like all the because everybody knows the Batman story, right? So
Yeah.
I'm glad that they didn't take that like traditional route of just all right, first scene we got to show why he's the Batman. We got to show him losing his parents and that becoming like the motive and the reason for his quote unquote vengeance. So I'm happy that like initially in the beginning of the movie it was more of like a nuanced take on that, but also like you said, like they kept it like very in pocket when it comes to like just Batman's story and everything that goes along with that with the lore and just Gotham as a whole,
Yeah.
Um I think from like my perspective, like the movie it it's not my favorite Batman movie, but I think no, because
All right, no, go on, go on.
nah, cause it's not my favorite because like I feel like when it comes to like a superhero movie, it's only as good as the villain, right? And I feel that having the Riddler as like the main antagonist and the reason everything's going on right now as the beginning of whatever the Batman becomes later. It's cool, but it's not the Joker, right? And I think that was
Mm.
purposeful because this was a different approach when it comes to like having more of a hands-off approach when it comes to what destroying the city of Gotham looks like or what vengeance looks like, whatever you want to call it, because with like the Joker or Bane, they are a lot more like in your face, like I want you to see me doing this to your city, where is with the Riddler it's more of like let's see if you can actually figure out what I'm actually doing, and it was just like the
I
initial seeing the trailer, I was like, okay, this is different. At least it's not
yeah.
like at least it's not the same thing we done seen before. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think personally,
Mm-hmm.
as a first film for this movie especially because it's supposed to be like a detective film. It's supposed to be
Right.
the first to really show Batman's detective side. Because like
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people who've only watched the movies think, oh, Batman is just fucking beating the shit out of people. That man is just
Yeah.
whacking people up. That's all he does.
Yeah.
But if you know like the character really, like
Mm-hmm.
world's greatest detective. That's who he
Yeah.
is. He
Facts.
solves these things, and
Facts.
majority of his best stories
Mm-hmm.
are him going up against these riddles and these figuring out these problems and issues.
Yeah.
And I think Riddler was a great antagonist to have for that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could have used him better. I think they
Yeah.
could have used him a lot fucking better. I think Carmine
Mm-hmm.
Falcone, having him in there was great, right? It was a good like kind of side piece to Riddler as an antagonist.
Yeah.
But man, they could have utilized both of them so much fucking better. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
Like
think I think Falcone didn't give me Falcone. I don't know what it was.
yeah,
Like
he was not intimidating.
yeah.
Until he's
That's what I'm
strangled
saying.
and he's like,
Right.
like I don't know. It's just
Yeah. It was
he's not very intimidating.
facts. Facts. And I think as far as like with that, the Falcone was more so like one of the side storylines. I guess he was like you know, the main figurehead when it comes to like, okay, who really runs Gotham? But when it came to this movie, there was like three distinct storylines that they focus on, but I feel like Falcone was on more of the tail end of that. But I feel what you're saying though. Like I think to start us off, like this is a good place to start because you know, for me, one of the things I've always wanted to see from a Batman film was just peak Batman, or like just like the Batman that we see on the animated series and all the movies where we get all the different elements of what makes his character dynamic. We get the romance, we get the actual like knowledge and detective work, and then also we get just and be able to beat people up. Like that's
Yeah.
that. It's as simple as that. But I like the approach in the beginning where they focused on like, yo, like I know I can't be everywhere, but that fear that he puts into people, I was like, oh, like that was an
That
early
scene was
sign.
badass, bro. That
Yeah,
was so fucking good.
yeah. So I think like when I saw that approach happen, I was like, okay, yeah, we're in for something dope. Um,
Yeah.
what was your like favorite? I guess I know it's like a big movie and there's a lot to
Mm.
pick from, but like I guess like who was your favorite like duo in the movie?
Duo.
Yeah, because like I think they had really good chemistry like throughout the film with different people, but I'm curious to see what you think about that.
Favorite duo. I think Batman and Jim
Okay.
and Gordon. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's always been like one of my favorites. Jim Gordon. I think
Yeah.
I probably biased because I watched Gotham and that kind of like
Oh,
centers
I
around
love
Jim.
Gotham. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gotham's such a good fucking show, but
Yeah.
him and Jim, I think that was a really good. The way they handled that relationship that they have
Hmm.
is very very accurate to how it is in the comics, and it's just
Yeah.
done really well. I really like that.
Yeah.
That's got to be my favorite.
I like how every time they would discover something, like Batman would figure something out, and he'd be like, and then Jim would be like, "Whoa!" Like he'd be so surprised, like, "Yo, you're right!" Like that makes so much sense.
True,
Um,
dude.
I think for me, like my favorite interaction, was, I think, I think Jim and Batman was definitely dope, but I think the Bat and the Cat sold it for me though, because this was like there was like it was a start. It's the start of something. That's always like a cool thing to see,
Yeah.
right? Like because at this point, Bruce Wayne, the character, has been kind of like just isolated, not really like invested in the world, and this is like Selena is like the first person like outside of his normal circle that kind of like infatuated him in a sense, and it was just like interesting. And granted, they had similar interests when it came to the nightlife or whatever, but it was a cool thing to see because going into this, I didn't know how many lines we was going to get out of Batman. Like
Yeah.
usually
He's
when
gonna be
it,
quiet the entire time.
yeah, like and just stare at people, right? But I think their conversations was like had given me like real hope to see something like really dope in the future. I think there was definitely like awkward moments in the beginning, but
Mm.
I think that Zoe Kravitz and Robert Pattinson did a really good job at just selling that. I think
Would you
one.
What do you
Well, go
think
ahead.
about that scene where he like fucking binoculars into her
That was
house while she's
weird.
getting undressed?
That was
I
weird.
was
I ain't
like,
gonna
what the
cap.
fuck?
Yeah, I
I
ain't
was
gonna
like,
cap on
what?
that. Yeah, that was a little strange, right? Because it's
Yeah.
just like, come on, like we ain't have to. It was yeah, definitely,
We didn't have to
definitely
say all that.
gave me antisocial. Like doesn't really know how to interact with people, but it was very that was definitely weird. But there was definitely other awkward moments too where it was just like, this is kind of forced, but it helped push the story along. I think
Yeah.
the only like really unwarranted, smoke that happened in this movie was the smoke between Alfred and Bruce, because I feel like they used the "You're not my father" line way too early. Like it was one of those
I
things where I was like, come on, like you ain't had to do him like that.
I don't know. It kind of fits, I guess, because that's how
Hmm.
he was like in Batman Year Two or whatever, or Year One was it? He's he's slowly becoming Batman. Still, he's still learning and everything. So he's getting
Yeah.
used to this dynamic, and Alfred's like trying to protect him,
Hmm.
but Bruce is also like, no, this is what I want to do. You're not my father. You don't have control over me. I'm doing this no matter what. And he's still kind of like he has that like kid,
Hmm.
mentality where it's like he's that I like just wants to be in his room alone and that type of shit. So I think
Yeah.
it kind of fit, but I see where you're coming from. Yeah,
Yeah. How do you feel about like just the tech? Do you feel like
the tech.
yeah, like his like not necessarily like his gadgets because he didn't, I don't feel like he really used that many different
No.
gadgets throughout the film yet, but it was cool because it was like obviously we are you know in like current day times, but like when we looked at like the actual technology he was using, it looked so old, but like what he was doing was still like super advanced, and I was just like that's
I don't
kind of
think
cool.
I don't think it was current day times because they had like the dial-up phones and all that stuff like that. I think it was like
I thought I saw a cell phone.
90.
They had social media. It was,
True. Yeah. True. Wait. Yeah. What
yeah,
the fuck? Yeah. Why were they
yeah.
using? Why were they using those phones then? I don't know what
I
age that
don't
takes
know.
place in.
Yeah, so
That's
I
true. One of them was holding a gun and using the flashlight on like an iPhone or something.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it was just like when it came to like the first initial like detective portions of it, I think the like the contact lenses was really cool. Um, and I think like just like the earpiece and things like that, that was awesome. But I don't know. I feel like it was a cool take because it's like usually when you see Batman like up until this point, it's just like boom, supercomputers everywhere. Like anything is possible. You just gotta ask Alfred real quick.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
I think it kind of makes sense since once again like he's starting off, so he doesn't have he has I don't think they talked about Lucius Fox at
Hmm.
all in the movie.
I
At least I
thought
don't
I
think there was a
thought Jim
person.
was Lucius at first. I thought, like in the trailers, I was like, oh, that's Lucius right there.
Nah, but like I don't think he's gotten to that part yet. I think later on he'll
Hmm.
possibly in the next movie if they make one, he'll get in touch with that and then get even more advanced tech because you could see like throughout the movie you can see him slowly building the Batmobile and everything.
Hmm.
It seems like everything there is made by him, which is pretty
Yeah.
freaking cool. I think so. He hasn't fully gotten to like the Wayne R&D
Hmm.
section yet, type thing. Yeah.
Where yo, what's good, y'all? I am pausing this video to let you guys know that we officially have a Patreon. Now, you might be wondering, what the heck is a Patreon? Well, let me lay it out for you. Basically, our Patreon is called the Donato Verse. And in the Donato Verse, you have the opportunity to not only get early content, but also get exclusive Patreon only videos where we're discussing your favorite fandoms and also having dope conversations, bringing all of our communities across the whole metaverse, right? Because that's a thing now, and dropping it all in one place. Now there are 4 different tiers that you can join. I don't care which one you choose, just know that your support is greatly appreciated. So tap in with us, Patreon/Donato, and let's get back to the vid. I guess now since we got like some of our like favorite stuff and least favorite stuff out the way, let's get into some plot stuff. So like, what was your favorite kind of like storyline? Like, I can start if you want, but I'm just curious
Yeah,
to see
you
what
can
you
go.
got. So just to list them out, just the beginning of it, the different storylines in this movie was cool because it was just like different aspects of kind of like just the city, right? So initial storyline, just the main thing, the Riddler, right? Trying to catch the Riddler. But then we also had the whole like cover up of what's her name? Martha. What's her name?
Yeah,
What's
what
that?
was her name?
It's like
The
it was
Russian girl. Yeah, I know who you're
yeah,
talking about. I know who
yeah.
you're talking
I
about. Yeah.
forgot her name, but so we had that cover up that led us to Selena, and then her trying to avenge her friend, and then also finding out that she, possibly Falcone is her dad. We don't really. That's what she thinks, but you
Yeah.
know Falcone was her dad with that, and then we also have just like Bruce becoming a better Batman in the midst of that. So the I think if I would have to rank them, I would say like number one would be um number one would be Bruce becoming a well. I think the full circle moments between like Bruce understanding like that vengeance isn't enough and changing that kind of mentality is the number one, but that came like way later on
Yeah.
in the movie. But
That was
like
like at the end.
yeah, but like initially like I think I was more so interested in like the whole like Selena and Falcone situation, because it was just like, that's something I ain't know. I ain't hear that before. So I was just like,
Yeah,
wait, what?
that's a new plot. Yeah.
Yeah. And then with like just the whole Riddler thing, I felt like it was important, but it was more so like happening in the background, because it was just like, we know this is happening, but we never actually got to see Batman and the Riddler actually fight. So it's like they met, but they never really like interacted like that. Everybody was more so like freelance, attackers and stuff like that, which was a cool thing, because it was an easy way for us to get those action scenes from Batman and not have to worry about like, oh, he can't get rid of this person. Like he could just go all out.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
I think first off, 100% favorite like kind of plot going on there was the Riddler one. After that would be the Falcone, and then I don't know, kind of like in order of how it goes. I kind of liked it. I kind of liked how it was. Yeah, but I think the Riddler plot went hard. I think it was pretty fire. I think they could have utilized him better, obviously, but I like that plot a lot, because it's like, obviously he didn't like beat him up or get into any physical altercation, but that's like usually how it is with Riddler. Like it's a mind game back and forth, and it's like behind a wall or a screen or whatever. Yeah. After that, the Carmine storyline, I kind of liked him, between him and Selena. It was like really, you could, she acted really well, dude. Zoe Kravitz is such a good fucking actor, like amazing.
Facts.
So that storyline was great as well. But yeah, I think favorite out of all of it was obviously just like the main plot of Riddler. That was great.
Yeah. So like, since we're talking about the Riddler, like, how do you feel about the actual riddles though?
Mid.
Yeah, that was
mid. I was like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think after, I think in the next movie or so, since can I talk about the that last minute reveal in the asylum? Okay. We can go full out spoilers.
Yeah, I spoil everything and everything I do.
Okay. I think after meeting Joker, like, because he even says that Riddler's like line for him, right? He says, I think he starts to develop this more. I think he's gonna become fully like how the Riddler is in the comics, and like entirely out of his mind, and more super villain after meeting Joker, because he's just like, riddle me this,
right?
But yeah, I guess this is kind of like Riddler's origin in a way, Yeah, I think he's gonna progress better. I think it's definitely gonna go further from here, but overall he was pretty good as a character, I think, in this one.
Yeah, I think I liked him way more when he took the mask off, contrary to like what he was saying, because it was just like, when I got to see the facial expression, it wasn't like the whole like masking my voice and like just trying to be like all up in the camera, and we got to see his actual like true emotions. Like I think that was a lot cooler than everything we had seen up until that point, because at that point it's just been a build up to them actually meeting. I think, did you know that was Joker initially, like when they first showed him? Because I thought it was 100%. Two-Face. I thought it was Two-Face.
Yeah, because like the burn.
Yeah,
I was thinking that at the same time.
Then
then they started laughing.
Yeah.
And then
exactly.
I was like, no. It wasn't the laughing. It was when he said there's worse things you can be than a clown. And I was like, all right, well, 100%. I think it's interesting that he's already fought. This means he's already fought Joker. Batman's already fought Joker and met up with him. But there's no mention of him outside of that. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. Yeah. I'm curious how that went and how that'll progress from there.
True. But other than that, I think like the actual like the actual, like I said, like you saying, like the riddles are not, like they were kind of like just like easy to understand and pick up, and then everybody was like super surprised when Batman got him. I was like, bruh, like come on, like what I seen in Gotham is way like better than what we saw in this one. But I was just like, okay, I'll let it slide. But I think initially, like when he was speaking to Bruce when he was like actually locked up, it was cool because we got to see like I was saying, like his true nature starting to be born, but also like learning that, like, what his whole reasoning for this was, and like the kind of parasocial relationship that he had with Batman, that I was just like, yo, like you never really think about like Batman and think like, oh, what he's doing is also, at least I don't, what he's doing is also like inspiring people to do the opposite, but like in a bad way, you know, and take advantage of the system, or just like getting vengeance in like the worst ways possible, I guess. Like what his whole mission was. And when, you know, Batman was like, yo, like that's not what I do, even though it's like, you know, he was just like really distraught when he heard that. He was like, oh, like I thought we were the same and all that. And I really felt that. And initially I thought that he knew that his name was Bruce. I thought he knew who he was, because it was just like
that reveal was like, damn, okay,
yeah,
all
it's
right,
like,
all
man,
right.
he might be like real smart if he figured that out, you know.
But then he was like, it was in there, and he's like, it's sad, Bruce is the only one we didn't get. And then Batman's
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. I was like, you got me.
I was kind of thinking about like maybe the reason the riddles were kind of like easy and stupid was because he wanted Batman to figure them out. But then at the same time, it's like,
yeah, or he could just be getting started too.
Yeah. I think it'll get better as he meets, you know, he goes with Joker or whatever.
Yeah. And then the whole like history of the Wayne family, that was pretty cool too. Because with Bruce's mother, like I think that was like something I never even heard. Like they like kind of like it was like an olden times where it was like an arranged marriage in a sense, but like it was just like these two families that, you know, were super powerful joined, but then like that sparked, you know, with her mental issues or whatever, sparked the whole controversy, and then that's what birthed the Gotham that we know today, with everybody in Falcone's pocket. But I don't know, man. That's like, I don't think I got anything else other than that. Like, do you got any like? If you had to rate it, are you gonna be like IGN and rate that joint a 10 out of 10, or you got like
I don't think it's a 10 out of 10.
Okay,
I think, you know, going back and seeing it a second time kind of put things a lot more in perspective, I guess. I think it's really good for what it is, but the elements that they put together could have been utilized better, 100%. You know, as an introductory, maybe we'll look back on it when the second one comes out and we'll be like, no, this was fucking good. But I think until then, we can't. You know, I think it was really good. I think at most I will give it a 9.
Yeah,
as a rating.
I wish you with that. What do you think the future of it is going to be? I know we saw the Joker, but there's so many different people that are in this world. It's like they could kind of go anywhere with it.
I think Penguin. I know they're making like a spin-off show for Penguin.
Okay.
I think Penguin will definitely become, you know, a more like forward villain, I guess, since he's taking over Carmine's like
operations.
Spot. Yeah. So that would be an issue he'll have to go against. I don't know about a whole movie based off of Penguin, though. I don't think that could carry itself, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I think Joker definitely, him being teased at the end, is like probably surefire.
Right.
I would like to see Mr. Freeze. I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a minute.
Mr. Freeze or Court of Owls. This is the perfect Gotham for Court of Owls, bro.
Well, Court of Owls, it can't just be Batman though.
Yeah, true.
It can't like, just be Batman. He needs the whole family.
He could get his Robin.
But look, look, this could be like a thing. So like, remember the kid in the beginning of the movie that was with all the clowns, and it was in the subway and was about to beat up that old man. That was Tim from
yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I was thinking about it while watching it, and I was like, could he be the next Robin? But at the same time, he's
already
both
Robin.
Shows.
Yeah.
That's gonna be weird. That's gonna be weird for him and everybody. Like,
yeah,
you know.
But
I don't know.
I don't think this movie is gonna connect to the rest of the DC universe though, because it's just like it'd be too much to try to explain, and they already spent 3 hours on the first movie, so I don't know how they would do well with all that extra stuff. But I think him as just like, you know, possibly a new Robin, maybe, I don't know, that'd be that'd be a cool thing to see. Cause they
Yeah.
focused on him. Like if they didn't focus on him, and I didn't see that, and I didn't know who he was in the other show, I probably wouldn't have looked so much into it. But I think because he's also just so young right now too.
Yeah.
Like he's only been doing this for like 2 years. They said um, he probably needs some more time. I don't know what kind of time skip we're gonna get into the next one.
Mm.
But I'm very, very like hopeful for the future because it's just
Yeah.
like the hype was definitely real, but they made it like worth it when it came down to like the actual movie. So
100%. Yeah. I feel like they set such a good good base for
hmm
future movies. They could go practically anywhere with it at this point, I feel like, which is really,
yeah,
really cool.
yeah, and DC up until this point has been notorious for not doing that because
Yeah.
of the whole Justice League situation. I'm still
Oh
mad
my
about that
god.
because
Bro, that's like
can we talk about that for a little bit? Cause I know you're
Yeah,
not
I'm not.
just
I'm
not
not.
just like Batman, but like I'm distraught. I don't know what they're gonna do because it's like they started at the end, right? And now we're
Mm.
working backwards, but also trying to move forwards. And it's like,
They're recasting Batfleck as Michael Keaton's Batman now, where he's like old. Like
yeah,
he's the canon one now. So
yeah,
apparently the Flash thing is like Flashpoint, which is like, why
yeah.
start off
A
the first
flashpoint.
like
Yeah,
solo Flash movie at Flash? What, bro?
yeah,
Like that's so bad. Like
yeah.
give him his rogues gallery, give him other things. He's
Right.
not just time travel. They're
Yeah,
trying to go for CW. It's so weird.
yeah. And then like CW is one of those things where it's like initially all those shows started off really good, but
Mm.
I feel like because they were good initially and they kept trying to keep it going, it just kept like it just got repetitive. And I was just like, man, every
Bro,
all the nuance is gone. Like when it comes to
bro,
like these stories.
every episode, one person would be like sad or
Mm-hmm.
distraught about something. They'd walk in another
Yeah.
room and be like, guys, I'll go talk to them. And then they go talk to them. The next
Yeah.
episode, somebody else is like, I can't anymore. And they go to another room.
Yeah.
I'll talk to them. Don't worry. And then they're like, oh, no, no, no. It's like every fucking episode. It was like
Yeah.
they modeled it after Teenage Wolf or Teen Wolf, that first show
Mm-hmm.
that they got like big on CW. It was so
Yeah.
weird. And then
Yeah.
later on, that like lightsaber battle between speedsters, I'm like, all right. I'm done. Whatever. This ain't Flash anymore, bro. This is Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Nah, because I was like,
Uh,
bro, like I like the fact that they kind of started the whole universe thing with like having the different cameos and team ups within the different shows, and I liked how like the essence of like like if you want to understand what's happening here, like you got to watch this other show
yeah.
that's on to get that backstory for that character, and then like you have a better understanding of it. But like it when you start to watch them all like at the same time, it's cool. But like if you're just watching one show at a time, which a lot of people do, like that jump is huge because they'll go from like
Yeah.
you just beating one person, like one villain, and then that was in like the summertime, and now it's Christmas and somebody got married and like all this other extra stuff,
Yeah.
right? But it was just one of those things. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like I quit a long time ago with that. But
Same.
I think because DC is working backwards with trying to keep up with the MCU and creating this universe, they have a lot of work to do because, like you said, like there's no foundation for a lot of these characters. Now, granted, these characters are cool, they're dope, and like I'm not expecting anything less from like a cinematic or like just a cool effects type of thing. Like I don't think any of these movies are gonna look bad, but are they
Mm.
gonna make sense? That's my biggest thing with that.
Yeah. Are they gonna like appease to fans of like the characters who've been fans for so long? I think
Right.
the structure they have right now is just weird. It
Yeah, it's so
doesn't make
weird.
any sense. It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. I don't understand, but
Yeah.
it's it is what it is. I think these standalone movies is where they've like really done well, like Joker, the
hmm
Batman, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But but
Come on,
they've
man.
really done well
Aquaman
in
was
those.
cool. Aquaman was cool.
Was it though? I don't know.
Nah, I
I
did
don't
like the
know.
underwater parts. I think that was awesome.
Yeah.
But
Bro, do you
like,
notice how every time Black Manta came on screen, he jumped through a wall or something? Like he
yeah,
broke through something
yeah,
every single time. I thought that was so
yeah,
funny.
yeah. It's it's rough. It's a little rough,
Yeah.
But hopefully we get more stuff like the Batman. But that's all I really got, man. Appreciate you for just hopping on to the pod.
Of course, man.
Definitely won't be the last time, man, because it's a lot of different stuff. So I keep my eyes out. If you want to come and talk about something, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? We get on here and do that. But you want to give your socials out one more time before we head on to the rest of the show?
You can find me at ALQHA or Alqua anywhere. Twitter's Alqua Twit, so Alqua TWT. Yeah, that's me.
That's what's up. And I'll have all his links in the description, so y'all can go check him out, man. He got YouTube on lock. I ain't gonna cap. He know what he doing. He know what he doing. So
I appreciate that.
That's it for this segment of the show, man. Let's get into the filler arc. So I hope y'all enjoyed that joint. We're back here in the filler arc. More and more collabs are on the way. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be every episode, because there's still a lot more stuff that we can cover other than just one thing. But on the collab videos, I definitely want to have like a major focus. So whether that's a movie or a show ending, bring somebody on, get their thoughts and opinions on it, collab with that, and it'll be super dope, because I really like those back and forth conversations, man. But as far as the filler arc today, honestly, I want to give y'all like just an update on where I'm at in Game of Thrones, bro, because your boy I'm almost there, bro. I'm almost to the promised land of the 8th season. I'm at the end of season 6 basically, or at this point, but there's so many things that's done happened from, figuring out what Hodor means. You know what I'm saying? Why he's always saying Hodor. It stands for hold the door. Now, for some of y'all that's been seeing Game of Thrones, bruh, that might not mean nothing to you. Like, that was just like a moment in time, bruh. But for me, I'm still hurting, bruh. I'm still hurting because that's just like a crazy scenario, And I'm still super confused on what Bran is supposed to really do, other than just having the sight and possibly able to see the future. I don't know how it's going to play into how the rest of this war goes, because it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. That's all I can really say. I'm loving what Daenerys and Tyrion are doing right now as, leaders of just the free people, man. They freeing all the slaves again after them getting enslaved again, and the masters are finally, some of them got bodied, but things are looking up. And then also we got Theon and his sister popping up, giving us their plan to basically take back the Iron Islands. Now this story just keeps going on and on and on and on and on, but it's good. It's really, really good. I think their uncle's a really interesting character because that man crazy, right? Because there's different types of crazy in Game of Thrones. There's like Ramsay type of crazy where it's more like annoying than anything, because prior to Ramsay, it was Joffrey, just the cruel people. But when you got somebody that's crazy in the head for real, but because of something else that's like outside of just their own ego, that's when you can get some really dope stuff. So I'm super excited for that. I just love seeing these dragons, bro. These dragons are super fire. They're all free now. So the bodies are going to get caught. The bodies are definitely going to get caught. Missandei and got drunk. She got lit and started telling jokes. And I'm just really, really liking this show, bro. Jon Snow is about to fight up against the Boltons, and I knew Ramsay was going to kill his father, but it was just a matter of time. Now what I'm waiting for is for the veil to come through, because Sansa sent them away for some reason other than her just being mad. Like, I don't get it. Y'all could win right now. Like, yes, what what Lord Baelish did to you was messed up, because he definitely knew what he was doing when he presented Sansa to the Boltons and left her there. But it's just like, you gotta take your revenge, you know what I'm saying? At some point, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I think she sent the Raven out. I'm not sure yet. Because the battle hasn't officially started, but that joint goes crazy, bro. I can't stop watching it. It's really becoming a hindrance because there's a lot of stuff going on in other shows, and for some reason I can only really focus on this one because it's like I'm so close to the end, and I don't really want no more distractions. So I'm continuing on finishing this joint up. I thought I'd be done by now, but it's taking me a little bit longer than expected. But I should be finishing that joint up soon. I don't know if I'm gonna give a whole review for it just because it's just like nobody's asking for that right now. But I thought I'd keep y'all updated just because, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, we got a new mic. You know, y'all can hear that in this video and this podcast. Hopefully y'all like it a lot. And, you know, we just steadily making upgrades. More content pieces and more consistent content will be coming back soon. I know I've been saying this, but I'm really like working on something that will make the actual process of putting the content out a lot cooler and a lot better. And I'm just working on making the best stuff I can. So that's all I really got for this episode. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all not following the podcast, definitely do that. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank y'all for all the support on the last episode, man. Y'all really like that, you know, y'all really like the collab, so I'm gonna keep that joint coming. And yeah, this joint is gonna go crazy. So I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all in the next video. Y'all be easy, you know the vibes. Always keep growing, shit going. It's me, boy G. I'm gone. Peace.